I'm going to show you exactly how you can lose up to 20 pounds in 8 weeks. By the end of this video, you'll have a step-by-step clear plan that you can start implementing and customizing to your needs starting right now. The problem is most people either go through the motions or they run around like a headless chicken trying to get results with no real plan. Let me know if this sounds familiar. You have caught yourself in the mirror, your clothes are starting to feel tight, maybe you're getting out of breath running after your kids or walking up the stairs, and you decide you really need to start making some changes. So you start making some change, and after 4 to 6 weeks, you start to lose motivation, you start to plateau, you start to run out of steam. You have one bad week, one bad weekend, and you're back to square one. Before you know it, you're heavier than when you started. This is the most common conversation I have with people when it comes to their health. Well, if you want to avoid the constant yo-yo of going back and forward, today is your lucky day. By the end of this video, you'll have the exact plan that I'm going to personally use to drop 20 pounds in the next 8 weeks, and you can start to customize and use for your very own goals. I have seen people lose 40 pounds in 8 weeks. So that's probably your range, 20 to 40 pounds in the next 8 weeks. How does that sound? Also, don't forget to subscribe if you want more information like this to help you get in the best shape of your life. Now, let's be clear, most people fail the vast majority of the time. So if you want to avoid falling into that trap, then remove all the distractions and get focused for the next few minutes, because I'm going to share the information that hundreds of people have paid us for. So get taking notes. There are 5 main areas we need to cover: calories, protein, activity, your resistance training, and sleep. Now, let's start with my calories. So my maintenance calories are about 2,800 to 3,000. So I have immediately dropped my calories to 2,200 per day. Also, protein content. My protein content is around 175 grams per day minimum. That is the 2 targets I have set myself. Your targets are going to be your goal body weight in pounds and times that by 12. That's your starting calories. Your protein amount is going to be your goal body weight in pounds times 1. Those are your targets to get started. That's mine. Now, what should that food actually look like? Well, on the screen is already a few screenshots of my MyFitnessPal and what my days look like. I focus the vast majority of my foods around whole, natural, healthy sources, but I actually enjoy the foods I'm eating. I don't force myself to do things I don't like, and I aim for a serving of fruit or veg every single meal, along with a serving of lean protein. Focus on those as your fundamentals and build a plan that you fucking enjoy. Let's dive straight into the workout portion. I'm training 5 days a week, and there's going to be a clip starting from now of all the workouts back to back. Getting into the workout portion, and I am currently going to be on a 5-day split. Day 1 is going to be a push day, so we're starting off with some incline dumbbell press, then we're moving on to some cable flies. We have a barbell military press, cross cable tricep, cable wire raise, and a rear delt fly as well. Now, the key here with the training is you have to get better. That is how you progress, that is how you advance, that is how you change your body composition. I create a structure, follow a plan for 12 to 16 weeks, and focus on improving every single week. That's the goal. That's ultimately the goal with your training. If you're not changing, you're not going to change. If you're not improving, you're just going to be staying the same. Day 2 is a pull day. We do a kind of variation here, so we do single arm pull downs, barbell RDLs, doing a standing dumbbell row here, chin ups, and we also do some bicep work as well. So we do a straight bar curl to finish off. Again, pretty good day here, and then a final bench row. We had to mix up the order a little because the gym was busy. I do a shoulders day, so day 3 is shoulders. I wouldn't advise this for the most part, the reason being that shoulders are a really small muscle that doesn't take an enormous amount of work to recover from, but my goal is to really improve my shoulders at the moment. They are what I believe to be my weakest body part, so I am currently giving them a full day of work. So there's a seated military press, a lying cable wire raise, which is a fantastic exercise, rear delt fly, and then some pump work at the end. So that's like a giant set to end. It's just consecutive sets, and I really drive as much blood into the muscle as I can at the end. This doesn't look it looks like a stupid exercise at the end, but it's actually essentially an isometric, because there's tension on the cable pulling in, and all you're doing is trying to stabilize. It's really difficult.
Day 4 is arms. Why do I have an arms day? Probably, again, not recommended, but I like training arms. And again, I do a little bit of shoulder work at the end, as these are my 2 weakest body parts. Finally, finishing off with a leg workout at the end. So final day is legs, and we're doing a seated hamstring curl, some squats, some leg extensions, some leg presses, and some calf raises. Now we use a variety of rep ranges in those. Most are in the sort of kind of 3 times 8 to 12 to 15 reps, and that is what the training portion looks like. Hope you enjoyed it, and let's crack on.
So activity is the next piece of the puzzle, and this is not to be underestimated when it comes to fat loss. It's probably the most misunderstood tool. My step target is going to be 10,000 per day. Your step target is going to be 20% more than your current average. So if your current average is 4,000 per day, your new target is 4,800. The fifth and final point here is going to be sleep. My personal target is 7 hours per night, so I'm going to bed at 10 p.m, waking up at 5 a.m. That's going to be my typical routine. Yours is somewhere in the region of 7 to 9 hours. Find what works for you. You don't need to get up early, you don't need to get up late. Just do what works for you and allows you to get 7 to 9 hours of sleep on a consistent basis. Now you have the plan you need. Go and create whatever that looks like for you and lay out your targets. And you have to be consistent with them. If you're not consistently hitting everything laid out 6-7 days of the week, then work on that first before worrying about adjusting things. The next step is what gets most people stuck, is you go for 3-4 weeks and then you hit a plateau. There's one of 2 things you should do when it comes to hitting a plateau with your fat loss goals. You either increase your activity or decrease your calories. Increase your steps by 20% or decrease your calories by about 200. It's not an exact science, but these are going to be rough numbers that I'm going to use personally over the next 8 weeks, and it's exactly what we do with our clients as well. Step these each time. So 1 week increase steps, the next week decrease activity, each time you hit a plateau. If you're not hitting a plateau, don't adjust. The reason people get stuck or fall off is they either stop getting results or they get bored. Follow what I just taught you and you will not stop getting results. And if you're bored, go and check out our recipe playlist over on this channel here with hundreds of recipes that are going to help keep you on track and give you more ideas to keep your food exciting. Go and check that out. See you all in the next one. And don't forget to subscribe if you enjoyed the video.